Good afternoon. Welcome to my secondary channel, the number one grind of real talk. We got the underrated boxing talk number 53. Yup, we got brother. We're gonna bring brother Bruce on. Brother Bruce goes on. He was on early on his channel. Salute to him. We're gonna bring him on in a few. We're gonna get this going. Brother Clarence McClain will be on here in a few. But we're gonna get this going. Be back.
Sometimes people don't know how much hard work you put in. But when it comes time to battle, you must think about each and every day that you put that hard work in.
What happened? Why don't you play anymore?
Brian Banks was 16 years old when he was accused of a crime he did not commit.
Welcome again. Welcome to my secondary channel, the number one grinder. Welcome. I'm sorry. Welcome to my channel, my secondary channel, the number one grinder. Real talk. This is your shoe, the number one grinder. We got the one and only Bush Goes in the building. Let me hit this for her. Welcome, my brother. Welcome.
Salute, Grinda. Bro, I appreciate that invite this morning, man. You know, I was doing my live a little while ago because, like I told you, I'm just getting started at this, man. You know, I'm definitely not anywhere in your class. You know, I got the invite from you, and I shut my show down. I don't know if I had maybe 20 people in the building. It's an honor, though, man. You know, and you're like an inspiration for me because you know you get up and you do your shows. You don't do any advancement. You know, when the spirit moves you, you just turn it on. And hey, man, you know we get lucky. We get some people that come in and participate in the chat. And right now we just had a hot fight weekend. And man, I'm still fired up about that. We were just in the middle. We were talking about fights, but like on my channel, we talk about nutrition. Like we talk with Big Duke, and we talk supplements, and we everything ties in with bodybuilding, working out. I mean, even the weed, there's a proper time for that and everything else. But anyway, we were into a talk about pre-workout supplements. These people taking these, the energy drinks. And I said, wait a minute, we're gonna do this for another time. I promised the grinder I'd come over and join him on a panel. We're gonna talk some real boxing and Vango, brother. I didn't even have lunch yet, so I might have to mute myself because I really hate to eat on camera.
Yeah. Wherever you finish, you can get back on. All right.
Oh, bro, I haven't even gotten anything yet. I'm putting together a sandwich in the background here.
Yeah. Okay, yo, go ahead in your business.
Oh
I'll be here.
no, bro. I'm in. Eating is secondary. I just don't like doing it when I'm on microphone. I know some people have done it before, and I just think it's rude, especially when you're doing it on somebody else's channel. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
Believe me, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. You know, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, bro.
Yeah, I got you. I'll
Hey,
be
hey,
here, man.
thanks for coming on my channel today too. I hate to keep going, but I'm all wound up now. I got
Oh
some
man, don't
mood.
worry about it, man. It's always pleasure, man. You always been representing everything. Matter of fact, before we continue, we're gonna talk about music on the secondary channel too. So watch out for that, y'all. You know, Bruce knows stuff now. We're gonna talk about music too. I'm gonna invite you on the panel. We're gonna talk about jazz and all that, you know, and
Oh
boxing,
man, yeah.
jazz and boxing, how it goes hand in hand. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna work on that.
Absolutely, absolutely, hand in hand. And another thing, everything seems to go hand in hand in life, but boxing, the ultimate truth serum. That's what it boils down to. I mean that's what my weekend evolved around. It was a great weekend. It's an honor to come on here and chop it up. Is Clarence coming on later? Grinder
Yeah,
is.
he said he's on his way, so he'll be here in a
Okay,
few.
Brown. That'll give me a chance to wolf down this. My wife made a really nice damn it was kind of like a roast beef on top of in a pot, with the onions and the turnips and the
Mm-hmm.
carrots, like all the root vegetables in there, and it was really good. The stuff just fell apart in your mouth, and we only ate half of the roast. It was eye of the round, I believe. And
Mm-hmm.
man, it was falling apart. She saved a little bit of it. I was just going to make a peanut butter on a bolo. That's a Portuguese muffin. They use a different kind of wheat and yeast in there. But it's not bad for you. But anyway, I was going to go make one of those with some peanut butter on there. But
Yeah, go ahead. I'll be here. Go ahead.
Oh,
Go wolf
bro, I'm
with it.
good. I'm good. I'm blessed in life. I remember I told you last night I have a partner who really, really takes nutrition seriously with me and
Yeah.
helps me out. And bro, she's so cool. She just made me a nice roast beef. Bro,
I heard roast beef.
I'm blessed, man. I don't like to. I hate to rub it in, bro, but bro, you gotta love somebody in this life. You know what I'm saying, man? It just makes it easier for me. God has blessed me, and hey, time answers all questions, and whatever happens. Many of my friends, go through life by themselves and live nicely. They take care of themselves. But see, I'm lazy inside. I was lucky. I got somebody who takes up the slack and really does a good job.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to the old lady.
That's good. That's good.
You keep it rolling for a minute or two. I'm going to wolf this down.
All right, go ahead. I got it. I got you. You can be. All right. Yeah. Again. Let me see. Armin Brown, type some in the chat for me, please, if you're still listening. Type some in the chat for me, please, Sister Armin Brown. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I just want to let you know I made you a mod, so yeah. I want y'all to go check out her channel too. Great inspiration. Talk about different things, support. So please support her, support the sister's channel. Oh man, let me get this out there. I meant to do this too. I meant to pin this, but I didn't. So just bear with me. Anytime, my pleasure. My pleasure. Yeah, we're gonna talk some boxing and everything. We're gonna talk about the Crawford fight. We're gonna talk about Demetrius fight, and we're gonna talk about other fights too that's gonna happen too. In in the near future. There's gonna be some good fights come up. This year, we here. How you doing, brother? Glad you make it. So we're gonna talk about some fights. Let me see. Let me get this out the way too. I thought I typed it before it went to, but it didn't. So bear with me. Thank you. All right. Hey, brother She, thanks for coming. All right. Yeah, that should be it. Let me see something. Yeah, go. Yeah, we gonna talk about the fight. I'm talk about fight. We gonna talk about Crawford. I really don't care about Crawford, but we gonna talk. Crawford, he won. He knocked out Showtime Porter, and that's over and done with now. He did some good things. He finally we see he fought a legit welterweight. Um, beat him and stuff like that. Took too long, that's another story. That I'll probably bring up like after New Year's and stuff like but the next fight is Spence. The next fight is Spence. Then I might squeeze in and talk about Bruce Ennis. There's people say he ain't fought nobody and this and that, but I want to know who was gonna fight him. Yeah, if you want to get on, brother She, it's up to you. If you want to talk about boxing, let me know. And yeah. So I just want somebody to put up because Bruce Ennis is getting better and better and better. And he's only I believe he's only 22, and he's big. He's still growing, And I think sooner or later, I don't think I said about another year and a half, he probably had to move up. Most likely he had to move up to 154. And I think there's going to be some good fights at 154, and I think he'll be ready. So, and that'd be good, So we gonna talk about some fight, but to get back to the fight with what is this? Oh, let me read this first. I'm sorry. Just remember us as the righteous ones. We still be winners. That's the number one grind. So just to understand, when you try to do righteousness, you always gonna be winners. So just remember that. I forgot to read that. The fight against Crawford and Porter. Porter did quite a few things that was really uncharacteristic of what he do. He wasn't rolling with the punches. He wasn't rolling off his shoulder. He was just jumping around. He was going too much head hunting instead of mix it up. And he tired out, and that's what Crawford did. And Crawford took advantage of it. And I think that both of them has not been fighting for almost a year and a half, so there could be a little rust here and there. And also Crawford has some rust too, and so I hope that after this, so Crawford he could fight within 6 months. And then like I said, the next fight should be Errol Spence. Errol Spence got all the belts, so. And I know it's gonna be some people say, "Oh, he beat he beat the," and I forgot the other belt. You guys. So I'm saying, what Crawford should do, he should fight. He should fight Uras for that belt, and he beat him for that belt. That's what he can go after Spence. And then so I think that's the most. I think he should do that. Or Spence should fight. But I'm saying that should be down the line. I think that you guys. I think that's the fight that Earl Spence or Crawford. I think especially Crawford. I think Crawford should go for after that belt. Okay, I think that would don't do it, and then they should set up the fight. I said in the fall. That's what I said, late fall, early winter, for all of it. So finally, I said about maybe September, October of next year, we'll find out who's gonna be undisputed welterweight is. That's what I see. That's what I see. And you guys, I know they say you guys he's hard to negotiate, but he has to understand too that you got to fight one way. I think like I said, I want you. Now I would say this. I would like to see Boo Ennis get a shot to one of those titles. I think he should get a shot at you guys. I think if he get a shot at you guys, I think you guys should get him a title shot. Why not? That could be a nice tune-up right there. But but they ain't gonna fight Boo Ennis. They ain't gonna fight Ennis. Ennis, he tough. They stay away from him because you guys say, I might lose my title. You know what I'm saying? And I'd be good with Ennis. He could be also a major player if he be if Ennis would be Ugas. But the question is, anybody gonna fight Ennis? I don't know. And that's the point. That's the problem is. So I think there's quite a few matches that could be made in the welterweight division. So I still say that the championship picture is still not being solved yet. I think it's still gonna take a while. I think Crawford beat Porter. Okay, that's well good and everything, but there's still more fights has to be solved. So that's what I'm saying. You guys have to you got a championship now, so you gotta step it up. Also, Spence got to step it up. Spence got the title, and also Crawford got to step it up. So I would say is that if you don't, I think you guys, if you don't want to fight, Boo Ennis, the fighter Ennis, I think they'll. I feel after this is I'm going by what I feel. Fight Crawford, he got the WBO. You guys, you got the WBA. And then knowing that, and then this is the thing that this might be a little, but I'm saying that it could be wait a little longer because if you guys fight Crawford, one of them win, right? It's going to be a rematch. And the thing about it's going to be a rematch is sometimes they have you wait a year and stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. Like I said, for instance, if you guys fight Crawford, right? And I'm saying you got to beat Crawford. Knowing Crawford, he gonna want to run it back. Okay, so he run it back. So I say if he fight like in March, May, June, July, August, September, right? So they're gonna run it back. So they run it back. They're gonna run it back like in August. So if it's gonna be like that, so no, let me see. They fight in March. Then it's gonna be like August. Then they're gonna run it back. And how about if it's a tie? If it's a tie, so that means that they're gonna run it back like it. Then they gotta break the tie. So that's like 2023. So basically, we might see. Hopefully, God's willing, we could see the fight against whoever gonna fight Spence next. And hope in beginning or maybe the spring of 2023. I'm just speculating. I'm just throwing it out there because it could happen like that. Now, I'm just saying if you guys beat Crawford twice or Crawford beat Ugas twice, then in the wintertime next year, hey, let's go. About this time next year, undisputed. But I feel that these fights should keep themselves busy. All right, that's what I feel. Now, when we get to Andrade, Andrade had a very impressive win. Not got the guy out there. Mussey's camp. He got the guy out there. So He called out Canelo. He called out Canelo. He called out the Charlo brothers, and he called out. Oh, there you go. He back.
Back again, bro. Sorry about that. I needed nutrition bad, man, and I have it, so I'm good.
Yeah,
Back again, here, bro.
yeah.
Shout out to everybody out there. Almond Brown, man. She'd we here.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome
Now,
shit, man.
I'm running back to you. This is what I was talking about. After Crawford beat Porter, I was saying that we have to understand that you guys got the other title in the welterweight division. So I was saying if Crawford is smart, he should fight you guys in springtime, right? Then if he beat you guys for that title, right? You know, most likely they're gonna say they're gonna want to run it back in a rematch. So in the rematch, they fight them like I said, like in the fall, right? And then if Crawford beat him the second time, right? So if that's gonna happen, we could say that it should be no excuse now. You know, in 2023, it should be on fight for the undisputed.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, right now, as things stand, I mean, screw undisputed with Ugas. Let him wait. The fight we've been waiting for years now.
That's true.
Bud Crawford and Errol Spence, man. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the event. How long have we talked? I think from the day I came on YouTube, we were talking.
Yeah,
about
it's been a minute, right? Yeah, I'm just throwing it out that there's another scenario to go at it too, and I think that that's a good point too, because whoever wins between Spence and Crawford, you guys, you ain't got no choice. You got to put up that belt. You got to fight.
Well, I think the WBA is playing games with Ugas. Aren't they making him fight in this tournament? Where I think the first fight the other night was the Boots Ennis fight and the Delorme. That was the first round, and now Ugas has got to defend in it, and they're gonna have to fight. I think the winner of that gets to be mandatory for Errol Spence. It's crazy how the WBA is playing games, but the fight we all want to see without any tournament, without any prelims. I mean, we want to see Errol Spence and Bud Crawford. I mean, I'm going to give Errol Spence a tune-up fight because he just came back from eye surgery. You know, he had that car accident. You know, that was a near-death experience and cataract surgery. I don't know if what did he have, a detached retina?
Yeah.
Well, see that, and back in the day, that was career-ending. You know,
right.
now it's I guess because of laser surgery, it's just one more part of boxing. But that's but that's cool. Let him have a tune-up fight. Let's see what he has. You know, if he's still the Errol Spence, because we haven't seen him fight. Remember now, he hasn't fought since Danny Garcia, and that was 2 years ago, bro. That was a long time ago, man.
Yeah,
you know,
I believe. Yeah, you're right. It should be a tune-up fight. So you get a tune-up fight. I said about maybe March.
The timeline these guys take, to me, it's ridiculous. You know, I'm a make the money now while the fire is hot kind of a guy. I don't like to let these fights marinate. Man, you know, anything could happen. You know, between now and March is not a bad time if you just announce the fight. But the way they're doing it, I mean, damn. They just came up with that heavyweight card. It's going to be within a couple of weeks. It's got Prince Charles Martin on there against Ortiz.
Yeah.
And it's got Sanchez, and he's fighting this guy Carlos Negron. I don't know if you remember, there was internet chirp last summer of Deontay Wilder having a comeback fight against Carlos Negron. Yeah. And it's funny that name was mentioned. You remember that, Grinda?
Yes, I do. Yes.
And all of a sudden, Carlos Negron comes on PBC and he's fighting in this heavyweight card, and he's fighting Sanchez, Frank Sanchez, who just won a very impressive fight from Efe Ajagba. So Frank Sanchez is hot property. Now, if Carlos Negron, if he's been in this picture all along, and if he's been part of this rumor conspiracy where he was going to be the fight for Deontay Wilder, where they knew damn well it was an arbitration, and the fight wasn't decided upon until just before we had the Tyson Fury Wilder fight. But it makes boxing just seem kind of murky. And now the name Carlos Negron pops out of nowhere. He's fighting a top 5 heavyweight contender. Just weird. But then on that same card, what's the third fight on there, man? I'm trying to get my memory going over here. I'll think of it as we're going. But my point was, if the powers to be want to put a fight together, they don't have to wait till next March. That fight would be in the making, and a 12-week training camp. That should be the minimum. 16 is better.
Right.
16 is March. So, I guess March for a big fight. But I don't want to see it any later than that. I don't want to see these fights proposed for next July and next September.
Yeah,
No.
I agree with you. I'm just saying of the mindset of them. Like I would like you right about Spencer should get his tune up. So I'm just saying that get a nice tune up, right? I said that because he's been out ever since maybe November, right?
Yep.
Or in November, so he should get a tune up at least February, right?
You said it, man.
By February, that's a nice tune up. Boom, February. So we looking at end of April, beginning of May. Let's go. That's the way I look at it.
Well, the thing is, we want to see these fights made, so we'll have them. That's the bottom line. These fighters have to sign. I was saying earlier, man. Back in the day, when the fight was over and they were heading back to the dressing room, they already had the name of their next opponent on their lips. And the fights got made within 12 weeks. I remember back, way back when I was a kid, Ali walking back from after fighting. It was one of his early fights. When I think it was Sonny Banks, and Archie Moore was in the audience. Archie Moore was he had fought the last fight. Everybody knows Archie Moore. I don't have to get into Archie Moore, but Ali wanted him as a name on his record, as a stepping stone. He respected Archie Moore, but they had a falling out from his early training. Ali went to train with Archie Moore, and back in the day when you trained in a camp, you did everything. You chopped the wood, you swept the floor, you washed the dishes. And Archie Moore wanted Ali to sweep the floor. Ali, I ain't sweeping the floor. I came here to box. And so Archie Moore didn't like that. And while Ali was walking back from the fight, he pointed at Archie Moore, "Old man, you're next." And that could have happened on Saturday night. Bud Crawford could have stuck the finger out at Errol Spence Errol Spence ran out of the ring, which ran out of the arena. I don't know why. Acted like he was disgusted that the fight was stopped so fast, bro. I mean, that was a perfect moment for stage one of the confrontation. They've been talking about it. Let them go nose to nose right now, right after Errol Spence won. Right after Bud Crawford won, right after Bud Crawford is now a free agent. Bro, that fight is so makeable. But Errol Spence just kind of, as soon as the ending came, it's almost like he was disgusted that Kenny Porter stopped the fight. He just walked out. I'm saying, I'm not going to say what I was saying, but I was saying, WTF is going on over here, bro, Mm-hmm. It was just one of those moments that really kind of took away from the ending of the fight, which in itself was kind of spectacular, man. But Bud Crawford just he just came out of that inactivity period that he had all along. It was a back and forth fight. Sean Porter looked great. I don't think Sean Porter's ever looked better in a fight. He looked just like he looked in Errol Spence. He looked the way he looked in Ugas. He looked the way he looked in Broner. Sean Porter was Sean Porter, but yet Bud Crawford was just he was just the elite fighter, just better. When the end came, You know, it was the cream rising to the top over here. My brother Clarence
The
McLean,
one
how you
and
doing, my man?
only. Yeah, the one and only. Yo, we want to see what. Yo, we want to see the combination. Man. We want to see the combination. Yo, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, out there. There you go.
Let's
You're
go.
done. You're done. You're out.
First of all, I want to say I apologize, gentlemen, for coming on so late, but I decided to take a stroll through Times Square while it was nice outside. So
Oh,
Nice,
oh
nice.
man, you make me mad. That's not right, man. Well, let me know, man. Yeah. And I'll talk to Brother Clarence offline too, man. Bruce, man. They got some stuff that I want to get. You might see me in a few months, man. So be expecting that. Welcome to the Underrated Boxing Talk number 53. You know how we do it. We grind over here. So let's get it. And now, Clarence, to catch up what I was talking about before Bruce came back on because he got to get his grub. I was talking about Crawford, and I was talking about I would like to see Crawford fight you guys to get that belt and then fight Spence. And then that could be something that we could watch for. Then Bruce brought out a valid point that Earl Spence should get a tune-up fight before he fight Crawford and stuff. And so I think that I was saying he should get a tune-up like in February. Then after that, let's get it on. And after that, hey, I said like in the summer, beginning of fall, let's get it on. Then after that, if there's no rematch clause, that's when you guys have to fight. And that's it. That's what we call it.
Well, in my opinion, I don't think Crawford and Ugas should happen. I think that before that happens, I think Ugas and Spence need to happen because Ugas earned that, just beating Pacquiao. But I don't understand why they're giving him a hard time with that now. But I believe it should be Ugas and Spence. Okay. But if not Ugas and Spence, like you said, maybe he should take a tune-up, even though he might feel like he doesn't need one. When he took the Danny Garcia fight, that was a risk because Danny is dangerous. Yeah. I agree. It should be a tune-up, and then after that, it should be him and Crawford. But his reaction after Crawford's win over Porter, it kind of raised a red flag. I don't know about how y'all feel.
Yeah, Bruce did talk about. So let's talk about it then.
Yeah, it kind of, in my eyes, I wasn't expecting to get that reaction from Spence. I don't know if it was a disappointed reaction or it was oh hell no. If he did that to Porter, what the hell would he do to me? I don't know. It was just something about his reaction that it rubbed me the wrong way. And even after, as he was leaving the building, Ellie Setback interviewed him. And it was just certain questions that he was ducking or he just wasn't answering the questions like he should have been. I don't know. It was something about it that just rubbed me the wrong way. I've never seen anybody leave the building after a fight that quick. Even the fans stay a little longer. I mean, he left the building quicker than Knicks fans do. That was crazy.
Yeah.
I said the same thing. Especially when they showed he just kind of shook his head and him and his whole entourage just walked out because that was the time where he should have went and stepped up to the ring, man. He could have pulled up on Errol Spence. I mean, he could have pulled up on Bud Crawford. This would have been a perfect time to really get the general public appetite for this fight. I mean, we've been waiting forever. Most boxing fans they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, man, I've been talking about that for a minute. That fight's not gonna happen." No. Now is the time. You have to demand that fight to happen. Social media, they had the perfect opportunity Saturday night, and as far as I'm concerned, Errol Spence blew it. He walked out of the ring, and everybody knew what he was there for. I mean, it was like a soap opera. What was going on? Why were you even there, man? Weren't you there to promote the fight? Weren't you there to build up some heat for the fight? I mean, it doesn't even have to be built up, but just the fact if you went eye to eye with Bud Crawford after him beating Sean Porter, easier than you did, knocking Sean Porter out, something you couldn't do, bro. I mean, and say what you will say, he knocked him out because his father stopped that fight it was early in the round. Bud Crawford is a finisher, bro. I mean, look at look at his pedigree in championship fights. I mean, I think it's like 17-0 with 14 knockouts.
Yeah.
And Sean Porter is got 4-4 with one knockout. I mean, I hate to use the word levels, but there's levels in this game. And Bud Crawford is just he's a special fighter, man. I cannot stand anybody who tells me that I'm riding with Crawford. I'm a fan because I don't care who wins. I was hoping Sean Porter would win, but I said in all the streams that I did that I thought that Bud was going to stop him in the 11th round. I was one round off, and I said it. He might even be behind when he does. On a lot of cards, he was behind when he did. So, man, it was a predictable fight, but it was exciting. But Bud Crawford is just a better fighter. To me, the biggest question mark was the inactivity, and that worked well for Porter in the early in the fight because his father was saying how he wasn't trained enough. Because the thing is, bro, you can be in gym shape and you can be in fighting shape, and it's two separate things. And he had sparred with Tank, with Gervonta Davis and with who's this other one with the X there? What's his name? I can't think of his name right now. But anyway, he sparred with some top fighters, but he didn't get in. He wasn't in like Bud is in the trenches. But Bud lives out in Omaha. The only time you see Bud's name mentioned is when he's got a fight coming on or when they're trying to build up a fight. He doesn't go to clubbing at night. He lives a clean life. He's always in shape. I know some cat that I talked to online who lives 4 miles away. They say they see Bud running every morning at 5 o'clock by their house. And he every 365 days a year, he does his road work. Maybe he only does his hardcore gym prep when the fight's coming up, but he's a gym rat. I mean, he's got Bo Mack up there, dude. He's got oh damn, the fighters are skipping my mind right now, but he's got a good camp of fighters up there, bro. And it's all business. Sean Porter, he's been commentating. He does his podcast every day. Maybe he's just not in that fighting shape. He looked great when he stepped in the ring, bro. He looked like he was ready to do a bodybuilding contest. He had the triceps going. He had all the veins going on. He looked ripped. But, like I just said, it's fighting shape and gym shape, two different things. Bud Crawford, he came in there in gym shape. Once he got the kinks out, once he got that rust out, it was really he was beating up Sean Porter, and his father saw it. His father didn't want to let his son get beat up. He's already got $1 million career broadcasting, a beautiful house, family, bro. That's sometimes that's one of the bad things about having your father as your trainer. But in this case, I think he did the right thing.
Yeah.
Now I didn't like the way how he threw him under the bus at the end of the fight. Did you catch that?
I'm gonna be honest with you. And I don't want nobody to feel no kind of way. I'm not really crazy about Kenny Porter. I really don't like him. Not because of what happened Saturday. I'm not really too crazy about him. And it's just, I don't know. It was something about him that rubs me the wrong way. I feel like the fight shouldn't have been stopped, but hey, when it's your son in there, it's hard for you to say that. If you see him getting beat bad, you have a right to stop. But far as what I want to really talk about what happened at the press conference between Bud and Bob. It was funny because I remember when Bob took a shot at Bud, saying that he wasted his money on him and he could have bought this, he could have bought that, and it seemed like Terrence got to respond to that and said Saturday that he couldn't make the fight, he couldn't make the Pacquiao fight, he couldn't make the Spence fight. So it's like, if you can't make it with me now and I'm with you, how are you going to make it when I'm not with you? So I'm moving on. And let me tell you something, Underrated and Bruce, that was the best words I've heard all year round. I've been wanting him to say that about leaving Bob. And we didn't think it was going to happen because we all spent the whole year making fun of him saying, oh, he's an idiot. He'll re-sign with Top Rank, knowing that Bob doesn't give a damn about him. So what he said Saturday, those words was sweet music to my ears. I love it. Congratulations, Terrence Crawford, on not only leaving Top Rank, but becoming the first person to stop Sean Porter.
Yes, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm happy he said that. You know, was it too late for me? Yeah, but I'm glad he said it.
And you know, he did what they call burning your bridges. And Sean Porter, excuse me, I keep saying Sean Porter. I mean to say Bud Crawford. But Bud Crawford is, how old is he? 33 years old, almost 34.
33, 30, about 33, 34.
Okay, bro. So he's at relatively in the autumn of his career. You know, he's got, I'd say, probably 4 fights in him. And he can't afford to fool around. He doesn't have to do what Bob's tells him to do. He can become an independent promoter like our boy Canelo Alvarez. He can write his ticket in the welterweight division. He can go anywhere. And I think he should really go see Porter. Offer, you know, I don't know. I don't understand this 60-40 stuff, you know. If I give you 60, you go promote the fight. Just give me 40, I go train. No problem. So the business of boxing is so foreign to me. I mean, just get this fight going. I think Bud Crawford proved the Saturday night that he carries the weight in this fight. Crawford, Errol Spence is coming back from an injury now. He's coming back from surgery. Like I said, I'd like to see him take a comeback fight. But Errol always says, I don't need a tune-up. He wants to get right into it. Fine. You know, let's see what you got. I always admired Errol Spence, man. I think he's one of the toughest. Everybody says, oh, you know, he's been beat up. He talks with that, you know, he sounds like he's drunk when he's talking. He doesn't sound like his teeth are in right. Bro, you go listen to Errol Spence in the amateurs. He's from Texas. He's just got that laid back drawl. When I first saw him interviewed, he sounded like you. I said, "Is this guy drunk?" And no, that's just, he just kind of has that, you know. Hey man, you know, just he's just a laid back Texan, tough as they come. So you know, don't think that there's any physical damage to Errol Spence's head, bro. He's good. The only thing I'm worried about is the inactivity. I want to see if he can stand up to Bud's Bud awesome offense, bro. We saw that the other night. I mean, this is a fight we want to see so much. I was looking forward to Sean Porter and Bud the other night. It came and it went, and it was decent, but it was as I anticipated. Now, Bud and Errol Spence, I don't know what to expect there, man. That is something that I couldn't even call the winner of that fight. I would not want to have a gun put to my head. I would have to study both fighters, and damn, that's the fight. That's Hearns and Leonard right there. That's the fight of our generation, bro.
Yeah, I totally agree. And at some point, they're going to have no choice but to make it. And there's guys like us, media guys, who have our own platform that have to keep pushing that until they make that fight. Like, I could care less about any other fight for 2022. There's 2 particular fights I'm looking for next year. It's Crawford and Spence, and I want Devin Haney, and I want Teofimo Lopez. So fights like that you have to make. All this, that fight will happen 2 years from now. Give it time. There's no giving it time. You understand what I'm saying? You have to make Crawford and Spence for 2022. I don't want to see it in 2023, because if it doesn't happen in 2022, after a while, I'm not interested. You know what I mean? So they have to make that fight. It's mandatory.
Yeah. What I would say this though. I still not gonna leave Crawford off the hook, because once upon a time they were saying, when you gonna fight Spence, and Spence said, I'll give you 60-40, and he turned it down. And it seems like some of us, I ain't gonna say it right here, but it seems like some of us, we still forget about that. You know? And I'm saying you could have fought him, Crawford, but you did. And so you beat Porter. Okay, that's well and good. But you turn out 60-40, who knows? That's all
Yeah,
I'm saying.
but at the end of the day, Underrated, regardless if he turned it down or not, Spence could have brought that to his attention Saturday night. It was his job it was his job to get in the ring and say, forget all this 60-40, forget this and that. No purse bid. Me and you, let's do it. And Spence walked out. So regardless of if he had that opportunity or not, that made him look bad not taking it. But Spence made himself look worse Saturday by walking out the arena. Like walking out the building and not getting in the ring. That was just that. I don't know. That was a crazy look. I think Spence was probably more surprised because maybe he wasn't expecting Crawford to do that. You got to remember, Spence went 12 rounds with him. That was maybe that was his reaction. He wasn't expecting that. Maybe he wanted to fight Sean in a rematch. I don't know. Maybe he thought Sean had a chance, but his rematch just threw me off. It threw everybody off, and I just wasn't happy with it, man. But at the end of the day, it's time to make it happen, though. If they're gonna do it, next year would be a great time. I say somewhere in February, March. If not, make it happen.
I'll be back in 1 second.
All right, Bruce.
Yeah, you absolutely. Yeah, he lost a golden opportunity. Spence did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it's like, okay, he didn't take the 60-40 when I offered him. So now I pop up at this big fight. I'm gonna get in the ring. And I'm sure they would have let him get in the ring. I'm sure there's no way they wouldn't have not let Spence get in. There's no way. The same way they let Tyson Fury get in when Wilder had his fight and he first called him out.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That was like a Wilder and Fury moment right there.
Yeah.
Two of the best in the division, undefeated.
Right.
And you walk out the arena?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
That's a bad look. That's a bad look right there. It is.
That rubbed me the wrong way, man, because it was like, that was your opposite. Look, first of all, you have two brothers, two brothers who get to come together and make good money, who could get to feed each other's families. I mean, these are two men they both have children. You know what I mean? They both are fathers, and they can come together and make good money to provide for their families.
Right.
I don't know if Spence did that to throw us off. Maybe Spence did that to say, I don't have to get in the ring to tell y'all that I want to fight him. Y'all know what it is. But it was just something about his response that just rubbed me the wrong way. But let's see what happens. Now, I put something up yesterday saying on Blue Blood Sports TV, shout out to him, that he said that Earl Spence agrees to fight him. I posted it up on my Facebook page. So people, because when I post stuff, people be like, oh, that's not real. Listen, I didn't say it. It came from Blue Blood. So I put it up. And I don't know when this was confirmed, but Earl Spence, I guess, said he wants to fight him. So now we have to sit back, I guess, before the year is out, and we'll find out what's going on. If the fight's really going to happen, or do we have to wait another year and a half?
Nah, no more year and a half, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no more.
No more year and a half. No.
Now you said it, Clarence, man. It's like, you feed your family and I'll feed my family. We'll make generational wealth. Bro, I don't understand. I do not understand it. Where I came from, these fights were made. I mean, I can't think of a half a dozen fights that weren't made, and the reasons they weren't made, we found out afterwards. We found out somebody, Roberto Duran was supposed to fight Tony Ayala. Ayala ended up going to jail. Lennox Lewis was supposed to fight Riddick Bowe. Lennox Lewis got knocked out by fucking Oliver McCall. I mean,
Oh,
the fights we wanted to see just weren't made, and we found out for a reason. This fight, what's the reason? I can't think of it. The past few years, you know what? It comes down to money that we're talking about. We have no idea how much they've been offered. We're chirping, accept the 40, take the 30. Then somebody says, oh, I'm gonna offer them 90-10. We don't know what the hell's going on behind the stage. We just want to see the fight go on. And the people who know the business of boxing, I'll listen to their shows and watch their shows. But the vast majority of people out here yelling, they don't know what they're talking about. They're fanboys. They're riders of either Bud Crawford or Errol Spence, and they're just saying these crazy things they hear on other channels, and it makes no sense. You really have to do research, pay attention, and I've done the research and I pay attention, and I can't figure out from either why this fight is not being made. I can't point the blame at either fighter. It's like, dude, right now Bud's a free agent. Not before there was the reason Bob Arum didn't for some reason did not want to pay Bud Crawford, didn't want to entertain the fight, didn't want to give it to Errol Spence, and I don't know. I wasn't privy to the info, but what I do know now is there's no reason for that fight not to be made. Crawford just beat one of the best welterweights in the world, and Errol Spence is the unified champion. What's going on? Either defend those belts, let's have an undisputed, or fucking disappear. Give those belts away. Let those young guys, let Virgil Ortiz, let Jaron Boots Ennis, let these guys come up and fight elimination fights for the title. That's what it's all about, is activity. Spence does. He doesn't deserve to just sleep on those titles. How long has it been now? 2 years since he's defended them. I mean, shit. Couldn't they strip him of these titles? Give him the chance where you come back, you get number one. You're the number one contender in a mandatory title fight, and let the belt. Let these other guys make money with the hardware. Let the fans be entertained. The championship fights, but that the belt being both belts that he has, the IBF and the WBA. No, he's got the WBC, the IBA, the IBF, and he's the W. And he doesn't have the WBA. The WBA Super is Ugas, right? I get so confused with all these titles. But all I can say is the fight that any championship fan of the welterweight division wants to see is Crawford and fucking Spence. And why they don't make it, I have no idea. Clarence McLean, you're a behind the action kind of a guy. Why isn't this fight being made, bro?
I think it's like you said earlier, Bruce. Bob played the role in it. Top Break played the role in it, and Crawford knew that, and that's why he said what he said Saturday night. You couldn't make it happen when I was with you. You're not going to be able to make it happen when I'm not with you, but I will find somebody who will make it happen. I believe Crawford wants the Spence fight. I believe Spence wants it, even though Crawford said he wasn't interested anymore. I think it's not that he wasn't interested anymore. I think he was just saying it to throw us off. I believe it's going to happen. And now everybody can think positive versus thinking negative, man. It ain't going to never happen. But you just got to remember, when it wasn't happening, it wasn't because of Terrence. It was because of Bob. So now with him being a free agent, no matter who he signs with, we can expect to see it happen next year. I can't see it happening in 2023. I see it happening next year, rather if it's in Texas or Vegas or New York. Mark my words, it is going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, it would be the biggest robbery in boxing history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Andre fight in the future.
Who?
Boo Boo.
Oh, I didn't see Boo Boo's fight. I heard he won. So the best thing I could say with Boo Boo is from looking at his highlights and all, man, I can see why there's nobody that wants to fight him. It's like I always talk about it, Underrated, and I've said this with Boots on. They have to boxing has to take more action into having these guys not fight who they supposed to. It's sad the way Boo Boo was being ducked. He's considered one of the most boringest fighters, as Canelo would say. But for him to be so boring, nobody won't fight him. I don't understand that. If I'm so boring, then why not fight me and get me out of there and prove that I'm not the fighter that everybody says I was? But instead of doing that, you insult me and you duck me and you're a boring fighter. Canelo, he's saying he's a boring fighter. Charlo was supposed to fight him, and the only person I've heard say something about giving him a fight recently was just David Benavidez, where I think of which I said Underrated to you, and I've said it on my show that I would love to see David Benavidez and Boo Boo Andre, and I think that's another potential good fight for 2022.
Yeah, why not?
Definitely. Let me just finish swallowing this anti-anxiety medication I have to take at 2:30 here, man.
Okay. Yeah, it's for me, like,
Okay, I'm good.
I'm just saying. Then they talk about Canelo and stuff. He do.
No, you know what I'm going to say about that fight on Friday night. That was a great card. Clarence McLean. It wasn't great fights, but it was an exciting card. It was from up in Manchester, New Hampshire. I'm from Rhode Island. Demetrius Andrade's from Rhode Island, bro. There was a lot of party buses that headed up there, man. They were talking about it. They were going back on some live shows, saying, "Hey, man, we're just crossing the New Hampshire state line. Demetrius Boo Boo," and it was, and bro, I could feel the heat in the air. And I watched it on. I streamed the fight. I caught the whole thing. I had to do Big Duke's fourth quarter. I didn't have to. I love doing Big Duke's fourth quarter. So I didn't catch the undercard fights, but I caught the I caught the last 3 hours, man. Excuse me. Let me get a little water in here, bro. Come on. Underground knows we've been going at it for hours on here. I was just doing a live with him on my channel a little while ago, Clarence. You got to come over there and join us for some talk. But anyway,
man. I want to tell you congratulations too, Bruce. I was happy to see you. I was so proud to see that you had your channel. I was like, man, if there's anybody that deserved to have their own channel, it was definitely you. So I'm so glad to see that you're on YouTube.
I'm learning, brother, man. I had one of the first times I was on there, I didn't know what I was doing. I timed out Ricky Williams, bro. I didn't know how to give people wrenches. It was a madhouse, but you practice. Like I say, this isn't the ABC's Wide World of Sports, bro. This is only YouTube, man. There's millions of us throwing shows out there every hour of the day. I said, I can't go on because this guy's got a show. I mean, the OG's doing a show, the Grind is doing a show, Duke's. Hey, man, that's the way it is. This is like a radio. You go wherever you want to go. You just stop in, give the guy some support, man. Throw him a thumbs up and listen for a few minutes. That's all you can do because you can't go on every channel. You can't stay off the air when people are going on. It's just the way it is. So I'm humbled, but I'm glad I'm a part of it. I'm glad that I was accepted. I had a bunch of people in there today, man. I had people from all different idealisms of boxing. I had a good room in there. Grinda was in there with me. Grinda's been with me from day one in there, man. Thanks, brother. And he's giving me a lot of support. And Clarence, man, I'm looking forward to having you on the panel. But the fight Friday night, man, it started off with this girl from Providence, the card that I saw. And her last name was Reese. I can't think of her first name. She was Cape Verdean, lived in Providence. I said, all right, we got a homegirl going on here. And she fought this girl. Her name was Kamara. She was from I don't know where she was from, but she was winning the fight, man. She was beating the homegirl, and it was. I'm like, oh no, come on! And the homegirl was also a world champion. I didn't realize. I knew we had a women's world champion, but I don't follow women's boxing. I'm a casual at it. But when I see a local girl, and she had 2 belts, and then she also had this English girl who the Zone had on there, who was a WBC. I think they were featherweights, She was a champion, and they were talking about a big unification. But the local girl, Reese, she looked like she was getting whooped on, but she came back and she made it a decent fight, and they gave her the decision, and it was questionable. I didn't think she won it, but the business of boxing, like I said, they had her opponent already there from Ireland. I can't. Once again, the name escapes me, but she was in fact, she was right there for a face-off. They did a face-off with her, kind of like it should be, but it was a little bit, when you don't win the fight and you get the questionable decision, and your next opponent lined up for a super unification fight is already there. Yeah, something's a little fishy. But anyway, I digress. We'll move. The next fight was an awesome fight too. It was this guy Akhmadulev. I'd never seen him before. I've heard the name before. How can you forget a name like that, man? Even to pronounce it. But the guy was from the Ukraine, from Russia, undefeated. He was like a mini Klitschko, walking in, straight ahead boxer, throwing bombs. Looked really good. He fought this kid Velasquez, tough kid. I think he was from either Mexico or Chile, somewhere South America. But man, it was a one-sided beating, but it was interesting. Every round was close, and this kid Velasquez, dude, he was tough as nails. His face was all busted up, but yet he'd come back. He'd hit body shots. Never looked out of the fight. Never went 12 rounds. When the fight was over, the dude does a couple of backflips and he starts doing push-ups in the ring. I mean, shit. If that wasn't, this kid was there to win. He lost a lopsided decision, but he made a fight out of it. It was entertaining as hell. And what I got to say to the zone is, they kept the fights running one after another. There was no intermission. They didn't go show a breakdown of who Jason Quigley was and who Demetrius Andrade was. We kind of knew all that stuff. But anyway, they had another fight after that, bro. It was a championship fight. Julio Cesar Martinez and this Irish guy, McWilliams Arroyo. It was the night of the headbutts, bro. The whole weekend of the headbutts. This fight ended I think it was in the second round. McWilliams Arroyo, a veteran. He's been everywhere. I never followed him because I don't follow these lighter weight classes. I think this was a flyweight fight. But this Julio Cesar Martinez is undefeated, one of the big boys at the flyweights. The fight was stopped, but the doctor stopped it. But it looked like McWilliams was looking for the easy way out. The doctor kind of put his finger. Do I have two fingers up here? And it looked like McWilliams was looking for the easy way out, and the ref stopped the fight, and that was it, man. He was down. He was down in the first round, I believe, but it was a scrap while it went on, but it was a no contest, kind of set the way. But anyway, the Andrade party bus was there, man. It was time to party. That was a war. Andrade had the snack on his T-shirt, bro. He was a Victor Conte boy. He looked good. He looks like Focus Ball. You know what Focus Ball looks like, man? Picture Focus Ball and Andrade side by side in a mugshot. The guys are identical. They look like they were born of the same mother. They even sound the same when they talk. And I'm from Rhode Island, man. And man, shout out to my brother Focus Ball. God blessed you. God blessed Andrade. You're both the handsome motherfuckers. But anyway, Demetrius Andrade against Jason Quigley on paper looked like a wash fight. But you know Brian Hotkin. You've heard him out there, right?
Yes.
He knows Jason Quigley pretty well. And he told me Jason Quigley's a tough kid. He's from Ireland, but he said he's not in anywhere near the class as Demetrius Andrade. And the thing they were saying about Andrade is he gets his opponents hurt early, but he's not a finisher. And that's why he's boring. So his job was to go in there and finish. And finish he did, man. He went in there, he beat up Jason Quigley, he knocked him down in the first round. He stopped him in the second round. He put on a whooping. He just showed Jason Quigley had no business in the ring with him that night. He took the microphone. He was begging Eddie Hearn for these fighters. He was screaming for you manage Danny Jacobs. Put me in the ring with him. Says put me in the ring with Triple G. What's the matter? Come on, Eddie. And the matchmaker was there too. His name was Chris something. But it was interesting, and it was it kind of gave me a little more faith in Demetrius Andrade, man. He's my homeboy, and I didn't think the place was going to be full of locals, but yet it was. It just goes to show you, man. In Providence, bro, we follow the homeboys. Red Sox didn't win a championship until damn. I'm a Boston Red Sox fan. I watched the Red Sox get destroyed by the Yankees so many times. I watched the Bucket home run. I watched the ball go between Buckner's legs. Man, they broke my heart. The 7th game with Cincinnati, bro. I lived through all that. I was at a couple of those games, man, and I hung with him just like Demetrius Andrade. I should just hang with him, man. He's a homeboy, and everybody knows that I'm no fan of a boxer, but I'm a fan of the homeboy. So Demetrius, man. Just don't stop fighting. You're 33 years old. Once again, you're up there. You can't afford to take any more breaks. You can't afford any downtime. Talk to Eddie. Scream at Eddie like you did the other night on camera. Get those fights, buddy. Rhode Island is with you, man. You sold out a little hog town in Manchester, New Hampshire. Just think what you can do to the Providence Civic Center, bro. Come on, man.
But this is what I'm saying. Do you think that he should let Eddie go? Because it seems like Eddie do not want to make no fights for Andre. He may fight for somebody else. Because you can get into it too.
Well, to me, I'm gonna be honest with you. Eddie's no better than Bob. I knew, in my opinion, Eddie was a piece of shit.
Yeah, but see, Eddie can be trained. Let Eddie give Eddie the fights to make, the money that he's going to make. See, Bob Arum, he doesn't care. I'm just going to go change my pants. Bob doesn't give a fuck what we want anymore. Bob is 90 years old. He's got $300 million. Eddie is a young, hungry kid. I mean, shit. Bob sent Eddie to freaking to the Middle East to negotiate a fight with AJ and with Tyson Fury that wasn't even going to happen.
Yeah,
fucking Bob knew it was in fucking arbitration, and he sent Eddie on a goose chase. Eddie looked like the fool. They came back and said the fight was signed. Man, Eddie is going to break out. He's going to be the most popular promoter in the next 10 years.
I don't trust him.
I don't trust him either, but just give us the best fights. That's all I ask.
That's what I'm saying. But that's the problem. Eddie be sabotaging these great fighters. And like with Canelo, he know he works for him. And I have a problem with that. I do.
Well, I don't like his reaction. I don't like what he did when Boo Boo came to the press conference, and and Eddie was sitting next to Canelo, and it was like his reaction was like, "Wait a minute, you were with Boo Boo before Canelo came in the picture, and ever since Canelo has came to the zone, you have been treating Boo Boo like a piece of shit."
Mm-hmm.
And it's just something you don't do, man. Like these. I don't know, man. It's something about him that rubs me the wrong way. Like, if it was up to me, I would never sign to him or Bob Arum. Before I sign to them, I'll go to Al. I'll have to do something, but I couldn't go to neither one of them. They just can't be trusted. Neither one.
Yeah. I don't trust that. Right, exactly. And then, I'm not giving him no pass. No, I'm not.
I mean, let's just be honest. I want y'all to answer a question for me that nobody probably ever thinks about, and I could be wrong for asking this. If God forbid, if something was to happen to Bob Arum tomorrow, how long does Top Rank stay around?
Good question.
I would see. Like, does Top Rank continue to go on, or does the ship?
Well, see, his son Scott, his son LaBouffe, I forget his last name, but he's the president. He runs day-to-day operations. Yeah, Top Rank will still go on, but dude, I survived Don King, The fighters are the ones who have to make these fights. These guys have to make the fights, and promoters, what they ultimately make the fights and make the money. Get the contracts fitting up. And I think Eddie's going to learn. He's going to have to make the fights the fans want to see. He's given us some of the best fights out there. Some of those DAZN cards are stacked, man. I think that Otto Wallin, man, that fight was. It gave me some less confidence in Eddie. I think he should have demanded that fight continue after Dillian White's shoulder heals. So they're all rats out there. All those promoters. It's a cesspool. The business end of boxing. But we just want to see the great fights being made, because once those guys are marching the ring, bro, and once those bells ring, it doesn't matter who the promoter is. Nothing matters. Mano y mano. I'm a fan of boxing. I'm not a fan of the business of boxing. It's crazy out there. To me, the fights just they have to get made. I don't care if Eddie is promoting him, if Bob Arrow's promoting him, if that other crazy promotion, Al Heyman, man, PBC. Let them all get involved. In fact, now that Bud's a free agent, well, he can go and fight Errol Spence. He's PBC, right?
Yeah.
So man, I mean, we just saw Canelo Alvarez, a free agent, fight Plant, and Plant was PBC.
Yeah.
So there's no way the business of boxing should get in the middle of this fight. It's up to the fighters to get this fight signed. And bro, all I can say as a fan is, make this fight, and this is going to put a big black eye in boxing. 2002 or 2001, the whole concept of the welterweight division is going to be marred by the fight that was anticipated and never made. So this fight it has to be made. Don't let me down, bro. I'm ready for letdowns. It's not going to break my heart, because boxing will never break my heart, never. But man, it's going to just be a shame and a real letdown for everybody in boxing if this fight is not made, bro.
Oh God, yeah, you're right. I would, y'all. I want to see the best fight. Just that. Yeah, that's what I think. I think more fights should be independent, but you still got these promotions. You got promotions right now making other boxes of their own belts. I mean, come on, what's going on here? But it seems like nobody want to talk about that. How could one boxer could have his own belt?
Hey, we're gonna look. I'm gonna make all three of us on here a belt, and we are going to be the YouTube champs.
All right, yeah, I'm with that, man.
Now, see, that's the craziness of boxing is there's so many organizations out there that everybody has to be a champion. And how can we have one division? Let's randomly let's say the lightweight division, and how can there be 4 claimants to be well right now we have the lightweight division is supposedly cleared up on paper. Supposedly, Teofimo Lopez, it says he's the undisputed champion, but you still have Devin Haney that has that WBC belt. And why doesn't Devin Haney simply fight Teofimo Lopez, and the winner of that is undisputed? But beyond that, the winner of that would be the best lightweight in the world, regardless of what division stripped somebody because they didn't follow their rules or because they didn't sign to fight the number 1 contender. I mean, you gotta assert yourself as the best fighter in your division, and screw the belts, man. The belts come and go. Like, how many times do I have to say that I'm old school? And bro, back in the day, for 5 years, for more than 5 years, the heavyweight champion of the world, everybody knew Larry Holmes. He was never undisputed. He never had more than one belt. He used to vacate belts because he didn't want to follow by their crazy rules or pay the crazy sanctions. He got the IBF belt. He was the first IBF world champion because it was given to him because the IBF just wanted legitimacy. If Larry Holmes is the IBF champion, we're going to follow the IBF. But it really, to me, it depends on the talent of the fighter. It didn't matter if Larry had a belt or if he didn't have a belt. There was no WBO at the time. That came around years later. But regardless of belts, Larry Holmes was the man until he got beat by Michael Spinks, questionably, whatever it may be. But that was, there was really considered a linear championship. But now there's so much importance in belts. All of a sudden, you have to be the WBA. You have to fight the mandatory. You have to be the super WBA super. You have to be the franchise champion. The mandatory challenge belt, the interim champion, the silver champion. Bro, I don't have enough freaking free space on my phone to keep track of all that shit, bro.
Hey Bruce, what about the you got to talk to my mother and see if it's okay if we fight. It's crazy. These guys got every excuse to not fight. One good fight, one good payday, and they're sitting down for 6 months.
Yeah.
Can't make this up.
Yo, don't forget Matismo belt. Don't forget about Matismo belt, the franchise belt of 2 different weight classes. Let's not forget about that.
Well, to me, the franchise belt, everybody makes every type of excuse of what the franchise belt is. To me, the franchise belt is the duck belt. It's that I don't want to fight my mandatory, so yeah, give me a franchise belt. I need that.
Right.
Well, see, I heard Mauricio Suleiman describe that to a reporter once, and he said it's an honorary title that we bestow upon a champion who's gone above and beyond, because it cannot be lost. It doesn't have to be defended. It's an honorary title, but yet he didn't say this. I'm saying, but it is a belt. So it's weird now. Fighters who have it claim that they are, that they're defending it. Other people want to win it, and I heard Suleiman say that it cannot be won. It cannot be transferred. It's an award. And now it's different. Now I hear all different things. I don't even think Mauricio Suleiman is living by what he said. So
No. It is.
He's not. He's gonna say whatever to make it sound good, but the only people that he's fooling are the ones who don't know nothing about the sport and don't know what's going on. We know what's going on because we're in tune with this every day from Monday to Friday. So we know this already, but it's not a good look. And Bruce, just as well, and Underrated knows, because you guys have been watching boxing longer than I've been born. So you guys know that 30 years ago, there's no way in hell, even 20 years ago, it would have been nothing about no franchise belt.
None.
Yes. And she's
No. Can you imagine if Hearns and Leonard would have fought and Leonard said, I don't want to fight him. I got a franchise belt. I ain't got to.
I don't know for sure to say it's
that would have looked crazy.
Yep.
COVID thing, but she lost her piece.
Yeah, but that's what we're facing today in the sport. It's sad, and eventually they'll come out with another new belt. Be patient, y'all. Mark my words, it's coming. So what else, Underrated? What else we got going on?
Who's Tank fighting next? Will it be this year or next year?
Oh, Pitbull Cruz. It's within a few weeks. It's a substitute for Rolly Ramirez, bro. That was going to be the fight. We would have had a hell of a talk about that fight, man. And they're still charging $79.95. Pitbull Cruz. Have you ever heard of him? I've seen him once, man.
He fought on Tank's card on the card with him and Leo Santa Cruz, and he got that knockout, that devastating knockout.
Yeah, they were calling him the Mexican Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Well, that paying 75.
Bro,
don't
should
know why.
Tank be fighting him, or should he be fighting maybe Devin Haney, or maybe Teofimo Lopez, or since he does have a Reggie belt at 140, man, why not call it the undisputed up there, bro?
I feel like he should, but Floyd has other plans for him, and I feel like he should be, and I feel like they are protecting him. And it's okay for a promoter to look out for his fighter, but you can't carry Tank's career like you did yours. You just can't do that. And I think, like I said, like Crawford and Spence, like Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez, I think next year he will get that big fight too. I would love to see at some point somebody like even Shakur Stevenson move up to 135 and possibly take on a Tank if it's possible.
Yeah, but bro, when they asked, a reporter asked Ellerby, what does he think of Josh Taylor and Tank? And he says, "Oh well, what does Josh Taylor bring to the table, bro? Maybe the undisputed 140 championship." Now I was reading this morning how Bob Arum is talking about Josh Taylor and Bud Crawford. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but he's talking about like 140,000 seat stadium in England somewhere.
Well, even if that fight was to happen, if Terrence just left Bob, how can that happen?
Well, no. This was an interview, and money makes strange bedfellows, man. You know, he just left him. It might even be an Eddie Hearns promotion. I don't know, but Aaron was mentioned in it in the conversation, and they're just talking about the possibilities for who's Josh Taylor. That would be a great fight for Tank, man. I think it would, anywhere.
I'd rather see I'd rather see Crawford and Josh. And I'd rather see Tank and like I said, either him or Devin Haney or Teofimo Lopez.
But do you want to see Tank and Pitbull Cruz?
Absolutely not. And I don't even know if I'm going to pay for it. It sounds crazy. I might just pay for it because I am a boxing fan. I tell you what, I'll pay for Pitbull and Tank before I pay for Logan Paul and them. I'll never pay for them. The Logan brothers, I'll never pay for them. So I probably would pay for this before I pay for one of them. But $75 for that, Bruce, that's just absurd. And this, it's crazy. They're robbing us, man. They're robbing us. But
bro, they're not robbing me because I'm not going to slap down a penny for these fights. Anybody who doesn't know how to stream a fight, if you have a computer, a tablet, a phone, a freaking internet, period, and you're paying for fights, you're whacked out of your mind. Especially if you're a hardcore boxing fan, bro. I don't have $75. That's a half ounce of weed, man, and that's happening every single weekend, bro. I mean, damn. If my brother was fighting on a pay-per-view, I wouldn't buy it. I'd take him out to dinner when he got over, man. I'd give him the rest, put it in his pocket, bro. It's ridiculous. They're screwing us with these pay-per-views.
Hey, Underrated, you heard Bruce?
Yeah, I heard Bruce.
Hey, Brad, I'll shout out from the highest peak because you know where I get these sites? I go to Google. I'll say, how can I watch this fight? Click, boom. They send you to a site. The same site that I don't know if it's the same site that you're going to pay $79.95 for, but I just upgraded my computer. I got a new hard drive. I got the fastest internet service the company gives you. They had a special, same price. Just sign a contract. I have no problem. I'm not going anywhere for 2 years. So anyway, man, I'm getting all these fights, and I don't care if they want to go crazy and making pay-per-views. I think that's detrimental to them. They could put these fights over the air, get advertisement. Seriously, do it like they did in the old days. Even do it like pay-per-view. Get some serious backers. Get Budweiser. Corona beer. Make these fights events. Get better competition. Make them 50-50 fights. Yet they're going to give us people know Tank, but really it's only the hardcore boxing fans. and the hardcore boxing fans are not going to pay $79.95. The public out there, they're going to pay to see what's his name, Paul fight Tyson Fury's brother, because that's YouTube bullshit. That's Facebook and Instagram.
I'm
That's
not. Yeah,
you know that. But the thing is, bro, I'm gonna watch it because it's combat sports, and bro, I know how to watch it. I'm not gonna pay for it, and they think it's a pay-per-view worthy event, and yet, and they also put Tank and Pitbull Cruz in that category, bro. Pay, I wouldn't even pay for a pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm not going to throw money with something you can get for free. If they want to make any money in boxing, they have to learn a new platform. They can't just keep up this pay-per-view where you can stream it on the internet, because it's not even illegal to do. It's not an illegal stream, bro.
You know what other fight I'm not paying to see? What's this guy that Canelo's moving up to fight?
Oh, Akabudu, whatever his name is, the cruiserweight.
I don't have a clue who the hell this guy is. First of all,
Yeah,
for Canelo to move up that high, it's suicide. It's suicide.
I don't really follow the cruiserweights. He's a WBC cruiserweight, and I have theories about this fight. I just think it's a bullshit fight. It's like a reenactment 50 years later of the Rumble in the Jungle, bro. I mean, this cat Makubu is from the Congo, formerly Zaire. Where was the Rumble in the Jungle held? Zaire. Who's his manager? Don King, who was the promoter for the Rumble in the Jungle, Don King. It's almost like they're setting this up. They're going to have a documentary. Canelo's going to go to Africa like Ali did. There's going to be a concert during this show. It's going to be a freaking, a sellout. I'm sure the Latinos are going to love this, because it's going to be a fiesta if it's done. But from what I understand, the political climate in Africa is, questionable at best. So this is just a theory that I have. I think they're going along that path. I think it's not a real boxing match. I mean, maybe it is, but I just don't think it is. I think they're relying on making a documentary out of this. I think it's Rumble in the Jungle Part 2. I can smell it, but I could also be wrong. But I don't take it serious. I think it's almost like Canelo's honeymoon. I think he should get down and fight some of these fighters that we want to see. He doesn't have to, bro. He accomplished what he wanted to do. But as a fan, there's these fights that I want to see. After the Rumble in the Jungle 2 reenactment. I want to see him. I want to see him fight Charlos. I want to see them move up, or I want to see him move up to the light heavyweight division. If that's what he wants to do, bro, he's pretty much the captain of his own ship. He could go fight Benavides. That would be a great fight. But who am I to say? Canelo does what he wants to do, and I'm gonna watch it either way. I'm gonna stream it, bro.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Anything else?
Nah, bro. Good chopping, man. Good chopping.
Okay, good. Bruce goes, make your last remarks. You stay there, cleanse and claim, make your last remarks. Then I want y'all to stay right there, make my last remarks. I'm gonna close it out as family.
All right, man. My name is Bruce Goes. You can catch me on my YouTube channel. We talk boxing. We talk music. I have heavy emphasis on jazz. We talk nutrition. We talk boxing, of course. We talk wrestling, and we talk fine marijuana. But anyway, man, I'm going to put my link in the chat if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead. Don't do that.
I'll do that if anybody wants to give me a sub. I appreciate it, man. And
please go.
Anyway, bro, we were on this morning. I don't want to take up a lot of time, and I'm not good with computers. But I'm starting something up, so we can do some chirping. And I appreciate coming on here, man. Thanks to anybody out there that's been listening, man. I really do appreciate it. Nothing but respect and love. Grinda, Clarence McLean, my brothers, man. Peace out.
All right, peace. All right, brother McLean, last remarks, please.
Yes, sir. I want to say salute to the chat, salute to the panel. I want to thank my brothers, Bruce Go and Underrated One. It's always an honor and a pleasure to chop it up with you guys. I got some new things coming. Well, first of all, let me make my announcement now. On January 1st, I will officially be entering YouTube, McLean's promotion. I know earlier this year I was supposed to be on YouTube with the No Duck Zone podcast, but I kept it on Instagram. Look out for new merchandise and just look out for a whole lot of new things coming from the No Duck Zone and McLean's promotion side. Some hats coming, some more shirts, some more sweaters. A lot of big things are coming, yo. So be on the lookout. And Underrated, my brother, I appreciate you for having me on here, Bruce. I believe I subbed to you already. I think about 2 days ago. So I'll go back to look at, make sure, but I'll be on the lookout for you when you go live.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for be part of the Underrated Darkness 53. 54 will be very, very soon. Let me see here. Let me see.
Oh, Underrated too. For anybody who's on Instagram, follow me on Instagram and about I say really I'm supposed to be live now, but I'm going live on Instagram to talk about the Earl Spence versus Bud Crawford. I'm gonna go over there. So everybody who's on IG, follow me at McLean Clarence, No Duck Zone. I'll be going on about 3:30 to talk about Crawford.
Good. Say that again so people know. Please.
Oh, y'all can follow me on Instagram, McLean Clarence. That's the No Duck Zone podcast right there. Follow me, and I will be talking about Earl Spence versus Bud Crawford.
All right. Trying to find Bruce. I did. I found Bruce. Let me talk history. Let's see. Yeah. Trying to find Bruce channel. Let's see. Sometimes on YouTube you can get it. Then sometimes they won't let you get it. So, but I'm fine. Hold on.
Yeah, I found this channel the other day. At first, when I put his name up, there was other stuff coming up, and I'm like, "What the hell is this?" And then
that's what we're doing right now, right?
I realized it was him when I seen the boxing picture. I said, "Okay, this is Bruce."
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on. I know what to do. Gonna see. Going. Yeah, I'm gonna what I'm gonna do. Make sure I put that in before I close this out. Yeah. That's why I can't stand YouTube sometime, man. YouTube. Y'all could talk before I close it out. Y'all keep on talking.
No, go ahead, because I gotta get ready to I gotta get ready.
Go ahead, bro.
I gotta get ready to start my show in a minute.
I gotta flip off myself, brother. You know, Grinda, bro. Good boxing talk, though, Clarence, man. You know, nice and smooth, bro. Good show, man. Good participation, man. All I can say is, man, nothing but gratitude to you, brothers. God bless. I'm bopping off, man. Peace.
All right, thank you. Peace.
All right, bros. We see you.
See you. All right.
Hey, Underrated. How's your Instagram been working?
It's okay. Yeah, it's working pretty good. I can get on.
So can you get on? If I go live, can you get on?
Yeah, I can get on.
All right. Give me a minute because I have to go do something for Tiff.
Okay.
Which it won't take long. I'm only going right to where the Rite Aid is at. You know where that is at. You've been here. Yeah, I'm just going up there to do something real quick. And then I'm coming back. I'm about to set it up right now. And then we're going to get on here. And we're going to, because I feel like I have to start early. Because I feel like it's going to get hot. It's going to get real hot today.
Oh yeah. Definitely going to get hot.
You know how we are. So it's about to be murder, she wrote today.
Yes, it is.
They ain't going to be able to take it, Underrated. They're not going to be able to take it.
Nah, they ain't going to take it, man. They
They
ain't
gonna
gonna
be all
take
right.
him.
We gonna make it happen today, baby. We gonna make it happen, Cap. And once again, congratulations to Bud Crawford, man, on a tremendous job becoming the first person to stop Showtime
Yeah,
Sean Paul. And
yeah, it is,
um,
yeah.
I'm gonna be
Congratulations.
honest with you. I don't look down at Sean. He retired. I'm proud of him. I became an even bigger fan of him Saturday night. I was a fan already, but I became a bigger fan. He fought his heart out. You know what I mean? And hey, he'll never be forgotten.
Yeah, never, never, nah. And then whenever he retired, if he, put him in the Hall of Fame, I would not have a problem with it.
Let me tell you something. He deserves to go.
Yeah,
Not because I'm a fan,
no,
because who didn't he fight? And whoever he didn't fight that we felt like he didn't, or anybody else felt like he didn't, it's because they didn't want to fight him, or just they didn't have the opportunity.
all
You
right,
know what I mean? But he fought some killers. Once you put Danny Garcia, and then you put Earl Spence, and then you put Bud Crawford on your resume. No?
yep,
Oh, excuse me. And then you have Keith Thurman.
right,
Come on, man. Show me
and
with
then
somebody. Show me with somebody that can match that resume.
right, and there are some people saying that he got robbed off that fight.
Well, he wouldn't get. I won't say if he got robbed because his own father threw in the towel. I mean, I felt like he could have continued to go on, but
No, I'm talking about the Thurman fight. I'm talking about the Thurman fight.
the Thurman fight. Oh well, yeah. Well, I felt like he got robbed in the Danny got. Well, the Danny got. Well, no. Yeah, the Porter. Excuse me, I'm getting it mixed up. Yeah. Well, yeah, that was good. I even wanted to see him and Thurman do it again, but Thurman didn't want that.
No, he won it, right?
He didn't want it because if he wanted it, he would have gave it to him. He made all these excuses about his elbow, this and that, but then you end up fighting Pacquiao.
Yeah. All right, man.
Could've-
I'm ready to close this out.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, it does. So thanks for everything, everybody. If you're traveling to your destination or home, please take extra safety precaution if you're single or if you travel family members or friends, because the climate out there is out there. It's crazy. We want everybody to be safe. In a few minutes, I want you to join me with Clarence McLean of his IG. Say it again, brother, so people get it.
Yeah. So join me on IG, McLean Clarence, No Duck Zone Podcast. When you see McLean Clarence, you see a duck on there, No Duck Zone. Come on there to IG. We're about to cook.
Yeah, we're about to cook. So join me right there. Thanks again, brother. Tell sis say hi for me.
I
And
definitely will.
this is the last of the underrated boxing talk number 53. 54 will be very soon. I promise you that. Have a good day. This is Ghost. Stay blessed. Stay blessed. Stay blessed.
Peace.